Hello, Chris here from Channel X with Alan at the Wish Partner Summit. So Alan, just tell us, first of all, what's happening today? And welcome, by the way.
Thanks, Chris. Today it's all about our European merchants. So we've been hosting a Chinese summit before for the last 10 years to really update our Chinese merchants. But as there's a focus in Wish right now for European merchants growing at European base, we've launched our first European Merchant Summit. And it's a day of sort of networking, educating our merchants about what's new coming on Wish now, exciting developments, understanding the pain points that they have and what we're doing to resolve those, and then also talking with some of our partners about how we can help them grow and get ready for that Q4 coming up.
Stepping back just a little bit, Europe is obviously increasingly important for Wish. Why is that? How many people are buying on Wish in Europe compared to the rest of the world?
Yeah, so our monthly active users, like as of 2022, the average was about 22.6 million, and 50% of our user base is actually based in Europe. So it's our single biggest region, and it's been growing tremendously as well. Within Europe, the biggest markets would be like UK, Germany, France. So it is a very big, important market for us to continue growing.
And talk to me about what's happening at Wish. What are you changing from both? Let's talk marketing first. What are you doing differently on the marketing? Because I heard you've gone back to some traditional kind of marketing techniques. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, as a tech company, they probably don't want to hear saying these sorts of things, but yeah, Wish traditionally has always been known as doing the sort of Facebook, Instagram advertising, etc.
You are a digital mobile first company.
So it makes sense. But what we've actually started, because we've had a lot of users who may have used Wish over our 10, 13 year period, that they've not used Wish for a few years. So we found that the best way to reach them actually has been through direct mail. So we've been doing direct mail campaigns, just with tailored ones, knowing what they purchased in the past, knowing what they the volume they purchased, and it's kind of like directed to them saying like, hey Chris, we missed you, this is what's new about us, giving them an update, and then giving them a reason to come back. And the results in that have actually been better than what we've seen on the digital side.
And talking of reasons to come back, I know lots of things are changing at Wish for the better, but can you tell me a little bit about your shipping that you're going to be doing and changing? I think by Q4, is it?
Actually, shipping is actually live now, so, but not 100%, but we're hoping to have it 100% soon. So we listen to our consumers all the time. One of the biggest pain points they always said was, we've got great prices on Wish, but then the shipping price was so expensive.
But it's the same everywhere. If you're going to have it delivered, you've got to pay the shipping.
True, but when sometimes you're paying, examples you could be paying more for the shipping than for the product, that's when it was putting off our consumers. So what we decided to do is we've introduced something called flat rate shipping for our flat rate eligible products. And this means no matter how many of those products you order, once you hit the threshold, which in the UK is about £10, you only pay £2.99 flat rate shipping. So if you wanted to order 100 of an item, you would only pay £2.99 flat rate shipping. So that instantly, since that's gone live earlier this year, we've seen the conversion rate increase, the average transaction value increase, the basket size increase as a result of that.
So this flat rate shipping, it's on some products at the moment. Is it on products or is it on merchants? And if I'm a merchant, how do I get my products on flat rate shipping?
Good question. So it's fully rolled out now for every product and merchant that we have in our logistics. And to put it bluntly, that's basically all of our products that go via Chinese warehouses and all those sellers. So we're able to do it then because we control that logistics network. At the moment now, we're working on how we're embedding that for our non-Chinese merchants, so our UK and our European merchants, and that's the thing we're working on. We're hoping to have that launched in Q4 as well, so they can be as part of that as well.
So watch out for this. Now, talk to me more about marketing from a merchant perspective rather than the Wish perspective. So as a merchant, there's various sorts of discounts and promotions and sales events I can do on Wish. Tell the people listening, what are the best ways of engaging, and can you give us an example of someone that's been successful?
Yeah, so there's multiple merchant-funded promotions that we've launched. We have the standard advertising ones, sort of like product ads that you boost your products to appear on the feed more. But we've also launched discounts and deals, which are brilliant. But when you combine the discounts and deals with an event, that's the bit which we're seeing a really big difference, because the events are tailored for individual users, countries, types of products.
So just let me jump in there. So the deals and the discounts, they're merchant funded.
Yeah.
who pays for putting the events on, and what's an example of an event?
So yeah, an event completely for free. So an event, it's free to enroll. You just have to put a discount on your product to be able to qualify for your product to go into that event. And the event could be anything from a localized, like a thematic one. So it could be one for like Halloween coming up, seasonal one, or it could be one that's specific just for the UK. Let's say the coronation or something like this.
Yeah. And how often do these events run?
We've always got, on our Merchant dashboard, we have a calendar. So we actually have the seasonal ones and the sort of like the bigger ones that we have, like Wish Anniversary and Wishmas, like at certain times of the year, but we also have weekly ones as well. So we have one called Wish Sundays. So they're like a big weekly event that's always on, and it's an evergreen event.
So there's always going to be events you could take part in. Now, you spoke earlier to the delegates here today, an example of someone that's just engaged with events and discounts. Can you just tell us about that again for the people that aren't actually here today? Because I think it's a real example of how you can actually boost your business on Wish massively.
For free as well, that's the best part. So yes, we've been working with an Italian merchant who never even heard of Wish events, the events tool and how to use it. Through literally a quick 10-minute demo of how it worked, he then enrolled every single week. And this is a seller who sells automotive accessories like motorbike accessories, etc. And what he's seen from Q4, which obviously is normally the biggest quarter, he has quadrupled his sales to Q2 as a result of just enrolling these events on a weekly basis.
So from Q4, just by enrolling in events, he's doubled his business and doubled it again within 6 months on Wish.
At no extra cost, just by enrolling the right products in the right events, which we've helped him with as well.
So lots going on at Wish at the moment. Now, I know there are still some people out there that don't sell on Wish. Mm-hmm. What would you say to them? Why should they get on Wish now in time for Q4 and Christmas? What makes this year better than any other year for selling on Wish?
It's a good question. So a lot of the new features that we've launched now, it just helps, it's a much more targeted platform now to be able to capture those impressions and those conversions. And we've got some really exciting marketing plans for example, Black Friday. It's not just a couple day event, it's an entire month for us in November. So that's a big opportunity. So we start earlier than other platforms. So it's a great chance that, and also the reach we have. We're available in over 60 different countries. So again, we promote the products in those countries. Those events are not just domestic ones, they're international ones as well. So it's your opportunity to tap into new markets that we're seeing in the UK. It's getting harder and harder for so much competition to really like stand out. The best way to do it, we believe at Wish, is to go international into other markets you might not have thought of.
So good reasons to sell on Wish. And just to remind everyone, what's the typical Wish customer looking for? What do they want from these retailers?
Yeah, it's a good question. So a typical Wish user is they like to be inspired. They like to come to Wish to discover something that they might not have thought of that they actually wanted to buy. But they also are value conscious. So it doesn't mean
value mean cheap?
No, definitely not. It just means that they just want to know that they're getting a good price. So whether it's a refurbished iPhone or a paddling pool, it could be anything like that. They just want to, they're always like a bit more savvy. They're traditionally the users that have been left behind by other marketplaces where you have to pay monthly subscriptions for, or you pay more expensive for. They're willing to sacrifice a bit longer for delivery times for that better quality, that cheaper price. And that doesn't mean necessarily coming from China. It could be that you're a UK merchant and you're selling to someone in the US. They're willing to wait those extra couple of days.
So they're looking for still quality, but they're basically looking for a good deal for value for money.
Yeah.
And they're willing to sacrifice delivery speed for it. So if you're not selling on Wish now, loads of reasons to get on board, from the events to the different customers to the cross-border trade and all of the new features like the flat rate shipping that's coming up. Alan, I want to thank you for your time today. And if anyone needs to get hold of you and your team, what's the best way of getting in contact with the Wish team?
Yeah, but you can obviously go to merchant.wish.com, or you can just email me directly as well, asmall@wish.com. I'm happy to answer your call, answer your email, or introduce you to some of my team to help you.
Alan, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Chris.